Hello and welcome back to VBuzz. You're still here with myself, Sharita, and Alvin. Now, Alvin, did you watch the film Up in the Air with George Clooney?
Yes, I did, where he goes around flying from state to state and companies to companies and fire people professionally.
Yep, you know what? It's like probably the worst job ever to have, and the people don't take it very easily at all. It is, of course, one of the most difficult things to go through in your life. Now, retrenchments are often, but not necessarily, the result of economic downturn. While commonly understood as a practice that is part of a company's business strategy to deal with losses, there are many legal considerations that have to be taken into account. But why is this an important topic that needs light shed on it? Well, we are at the dawn of the fourth industrial revolution, as we discussed with the CEO of KnowledgeCom, St. Rubineswaran, last week, and it's becoming clearer that we as a nation are underprepared. Today, we discuss the retrenched workforce in Malaysia and how we should be preparing for the fourth industrial revolution with the CEO of Kpintarsdnbhd, Mr. Thiagaraja. Welcome back to VBuzz.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show, sir. So we all know that, retrenchment is actually a common understanding that a lot of organizations like to use to either downsize the company or I would say, re-strategize their business, right? But why do you think that a lot of companies do this? Retrench their staff?
See, I would like to say that retrenchment word always gives you the negative feeling, right? So there are many companies over the years, almost a decade and more, they were using different terminology. They say, we are doing right sizing,
yes,
we're doing resizing,
downsizing.
They say we are offering VSS, voluntary separation scheme, and they call it, we also do MSS, managed separation scheme. So this whereby it gives you very much a positive feeling to why are they taking the particular strategy. Usually businesses exist to make profits, right? But the profits are eaten up by high operating cost, right? Then they look into how can I cut down my cost. Right? Usually, staffing cost is the biggest cost. For example, if you take shared services operation, 45% of the operating expenditures are staffing cost, right? Then we look into why do they need to reduce the staff? Why suddenly cost becoming an alarming issue, right? There are many reasons. There are sometimes whereby the product or service, largely product they offer, is became obsolete. Right? I mean, there's no needs, there's no demands for the particular product. Look at the manufacturing sectors. If the product, the manufacturer unable to have key differentiator, unable to give high value proposition to their product, then it became a price-sensitive products. So the many manufacturers or producers, they use pricing strategy. They call it pricing simplification strategy to enter into the market. With that, you don't have a unique selling proposition. And anytime new competitor can come into the industry, can produce greater quality, at a much cheaper price, can take over your businesses. That's one reason. At the same time, disruptive technology. So people always like to use this word disruptive. When there's a disruption, somebody losing the business, somebody making the money. So there's opportunity for someone, there are challenges for somebody else, right? So disruptive technology, for example, we look into Malaysia in 2015, 18,000 employees from financial sector has been retrenched because banking system embarked on more on an online transaction. Online businesses. So that lead to whereby they require less employees to work in the financial sector. All right. Similar to look into insurance sector. Of course, it's not the employee, largely the middleman or agent. They were providing services people to purchase a car renewal, insurance services. Currently, insurance company encourage their client to come direct to them and they offer 10% discount. Because the technology is available, all right, people can reach out to their insurance company and a financial sector more easily at a much more cheaper cost. And then they don't need more staff to work in the banking sector, as well they don't need any more agents or middlemen. This will end up they may losing their business opportunity. Right? There are many other reasons as well. And global economic downturn, which is beyond our control. Look into oil and gas sector. Declining of price of crude oil is beyond everyone's control. So when the price decline, it eat up their profitability. So for them to sustain the business and maintain the profit, they need to lay off people. So there's a two way to look at it. As if the company have 500 employees, is a management decision. If I retrench, for example, 100 employees, I still can sustain a business. I can still offer employment for another 400 employees.
Okay.
It's how you want to look at it.
So, Mr. Thiagaraja, there's, as you said, a lot of different reasons for retrenchment, but specifically speaking about the fourth industrial revolution, a lot of jobs are going to become redundant. Can we expect there to be the creation of more jobs, other jobs to replace this?
Okay, looking at the industrial 4.0 and digitalization, definitely there'll be jobs will be people going to lose their jobs, right? But this will be very much for the production related. Whereby repetitive production-related works, factory workers will be affected. At the same time, I would like to look at it, Industry 4.0 and digitalization going to create more new jobs.
Okay.
It's going to create more new business opportunity.
Okay.
As how we know, internet, since internet came about, it has created entire new industry. So new industry will definitely look into hiring new people. Of course, Industry 4.0 and digitalization will require people with different skill set. They has to be highly skilled. So probably a production operator or even technician, probably in the Industry 4.0 environment, may need to look into a robot assistant.
Yeah, but that's how everybody, a lot of companies, a lot of factories are actually going into that as well. But, from a retrenched employee's point of view, right, what is your advice for how one can actually rejoin the workforce?
Right. See, retrenchment is very, as I said, negative words. When somebody was told that, okay, we're going to retrench X number of workers in an organization within 2 months, all right? Usually what they do depend on the company. Usually a large company and a multinational company, they will have a very clear exit processes. Right? They'll inform the employees in advance. Of course, when you hear the word, I'm going to be retrenched, you will caught up with a lot of emotional turbulence within yourself, all right? You start feeling the life going to end. How am I going to cope up with my commitment, my children's education, housing loan, car loan? So many issues will overnight will mushroom. It'll bother you. But a large company, usually when they give a retrenchment, they'll give them usually decent or handsome packages, compensation. For them, usually 3 to 6 months salary.
Until you get another job.
Until you get another job. Second, there are large companies also, they have very clear exit processes whereby they will prepare their employees to go through certain processes. They give them counseling. Sometimes large company and MNC will facilitate potential employment opportunity with other employers. Some employers also do upskill and reskill their existing workforce who they're going to lay off to take up new jobs. It's also whereby a large company with good corporate governance and with a social responsibility will do this.
Mr. Thiagaraja, recently just happened to a friend of mine, right? We were chatting, we were talking, and he was saying that, my company is going to retrench some of the management level staffs, which means they're actually downsizing, right? And so he was actually quite worried. So now if he goes and get another job, right, and the interviewer is going to ask him, like, what happened? And he's going to say that I got retrenched. So this guy, it's kind of like mentally affecting him in a way as well. He said that I don't think he can go and explain himself and say, no, the company is downsizing and whatnot. And it's harder for him to get a job because he was one of the first to let go, even though he was in a management staff, right? How do you think they should be dealing with this kind of situation?
Right. I would say most importantly, they need to understand what's happening. Most of the time, the individual create trouble for themselves because they create permanent structure in impermanent world. Inside the way they look at things, what kind of job they wanted to do, how they wanted to go about their life and jobs and everything. They create a permanent structure inside there. But without realizing, constantly everything changing around them. All right? And there's a rule, we call it 90-10 rules. So 90% that happen around us, we have no control. For example, global economic downturn, currency crisis, right? Crude palm oil prices crisis, client becoming more demanding, the company unable to provide those products and services any longer. So they need to shut down the company, right? But what an individual can do is a 10%. How are you going to act How are you going to react to the situation? That you have the control. All right. I would suggest for people who are going through retrenchment or retrenched, observe what's happening around them, what's happening in the industry, and what's happening at the macro level in the economy. Every challenge creates opportunity for you. All right. So you observe what's happening around you, look out for opportunities, and prepare yourself for the particular opportunities. Then, when they go through retrenchment, definitely be given some compensation, right? Of course, you need to keep it for a rainy days, but reinvest those compensation on yourself.
Okay, and
reinvest one by taking up a new skill set. Identify which are the growth industries, which are the industry may be able to give you similar job, but you may not get the same pay. But you want a lesser pay, all right? But take up the job, upskill yourself, and start the new career. And then along the way, with your maturity, with your experience, with the new skill, you can catch up.
Yeah, that's very good advice. Like you said, it's all about how you handle the situation, and all those things you listed, I think would be an example of handling things very well. Now, just going off on a different tangent here, what are your thoughts on executives wanting career mobility within an organization?
All right. Career mobility within an organization. I would suggest personally, don't just look into within organization.
Okay.
All right. Look at external organization as well. Because nobody can guarantee you a job. Or because the economic, in a VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, nobody can guarantee you a job. All right? No business have a certainty. All right? So what I would suggest, look into what's happening in the particular industry. All right? Who are the players within the industry? All right? How the companies faring? Are they going on right track? The business is growing. Is the profitability is growing? Is there any new competitors coming into the industry? And equip yourself with the new skills. Right? End of the day, when you want to move up within an organization, it's not only your skill set. It's how do you carry yourself? Are you passionate about the job you do? Are you doing the extra mile? Are you concerned about the company? Are you a team player? Right? Are you a contributor to the organization growth at large? That are the characteristic or personality profile important if you're looking into career mobility or career advancement within an organization.
Okay, very true. You know, just adding to what you were saying earlier, you know, one of my favorite books by Scott Adams is How to Fail at Everything and Still Win Big at Life. And one thing he did say is your job is not your job. Your job is to be looking for your next job, which, you know, it struck me as very odd because, you know, you're supposed to be loyal to your company and you're supposed to kind of concentrate on the job you have. But this mindset of always be looking for your next job, that's very confusing to me. What are your thoughts on loyalty in this situation?
See, we look at Malaysian environment. 98.5% of the employers are small, medium enterprises, right? And SME companies offer employment to 65% of a Malaysian workforce, which is 14.06 million, right? Usually, if you're a good performer, all right, and no employers wanted to lose you unless situations are really bad, all right? So, is your contribution, you're a team player, you're a committed, all right? Actually, it's not working for a company. You're working for yourself, working with the company for your mutual benefits. When you sign an employment contract, it's a mutual exchange. I offer my services, my energy, my capabilities, competency with the organization, and you transact with the remuneration, all right? If you think you're working for a company and you're always disconnected, when you say, I'm working with the company, you're being part of the company, you work towards betterment of the company. Then no employers want to lose you unless times of really, it's a 90% factor. Everything beyond your control, everybody need to go and everybody have to go.
Yeah, but it's good that you brought that up, Shanta, with that book, you know, because if the book was right, like which I'm not sure if the book is right. You tend to be called a job hopper at one point. Like when your employer looks at your resume and you go like, why are you skipping jobs every 2 years, you know? And some of it could be because you're actually going up the corporate ladder, but being called a job hopper is not really good, isn't it?
It depends at which level of the career are you now. We are a Gen Y or youngsters, right? Just started to work in a particular company or industry for 2 years. And you start hoping for a job, to keep on changing a company that does not reflect good impression on you, right? For your profile. Second, when you're working in the company for first 2 years, for example, first 6 months, literally you try to understand and figure out what are you really doing. To understand the business environment, the particular job, understand the company. After 6 months, you try to figure out how can I make my work more efficient? How can I make my performance better? Right? Then you will start to have a trial and error processes. After 1 year, more or less gives you some clear picture that, oh, this is my job. I've learned first 6 months. I try to improve how can I perform better. Then you can start looking into really putting into strategic initiative or clear direction, clear action plan to grow your portfolio. If you keep on changing job within 2 years, you become jack of all trade, master of none. How end of the day, employers wanted to pay high performers. If you're not bringing value to the table, nobody will hire you. Even though you can be a PhD, you can be with a PhD qualification.
You know, I think a lot of what you said today is good advice for everyone, not just people going through the retrenchment, but, you know, just people who are in their job as well, to always kind of prepare yourself for what may or may not happen. So thank you very much, Mr. Thiagaraja, for coming on the show once again.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, really great insights there, you know, about retrenchment, you know. It's another way of looking at it, a bit more positive than just the negative side of it.
And I think, you know, regardless of whether you're being kind of downsized or not, you should always be preparing yourself with the skills necessary to kind of, to always be ready.
Correct. I think that the key that we get here today is always remember to reskill yourself.
Yes.
All right, very important. Well, tomorrow on VBuzz, it's that time of year where arts festivals around the country celebrate the contribution and talent of our local artists. One of them is the Georgetown Festival, and we are sitting down with Joe Side and Susanna Lancaster, who tells us more.
And best known for her role as Marie Tan in the local situation comedy Kpintarsdnbhd, we'll be joined by Joanna Bessie, who tells us all about what she's been getting up to.
We also chat with the stars of the upcoming Astro miniseries, Anna Merdeka, Tanuja Anandan, and Sarah Lian, who also stopped by the studio.
Oh, excited for that one out. As always, guys, keep writing to us at vbuzz@astro.com.my and keep up with us on Instagram at AstroOligum.
Till then, my name is Alan Sinclair.
And I'm Sharita. Good night.
Good night.